Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Shoshana here to talk about some friggin' books. I'm chilling here at my desk simply because this is mostly going to just be my head in the screen, and I don't feel like doing all the things and setting up in my office, in my library where I normally record and doing all that, so I'm just gonna do it here. Coming to you very casual today. I have seen a few people doing this recently. It's a thing people do of tier ranking quarterly reads, books from the previous quarter or whatever. And I felt like doing it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm tier ranking my quarter one books that I picked up. There's DNFs in here as well. There are 11 DNFs and 26 books that I have actually completed. So 37 in total. There's only 36 on this list because two of them there's several series here. So, but I chose to just do one for Lightfall, the graphic novel, middle grade thing. Even though I did feel slightly differently about the second one than I did the first and the third, but whatever. It's neither here nor there. There's only going to be one Lightfall on here, so I'm just kind of doing the series thus far for that one. I'm going to try not to touch my desk too much because this desk is very weeble wobbly. She's shaky, but apologies in advance if it's a little shaky. Again, it's just going to be my head up in the corner or whatever, so hopefully it's not terribly noticeable. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. The tier list here at the top is some faves, really great, some frick yes books, and then there's some pretty dang good, 4-ish star ones maybe. And then there's the middle of the road, like, this is a thing I read. Or if it's a DNF, I am going to put DNFs in these too. So if it was a DNF that I just DNF kind of for not really any reason other than I just wasn't vibing with it, I probably would put it in there. And then there's, oh no, not for me. Less than enjoyable for sure. Below 3 stars or DNFs that I was just like, oh no, this ain't gonna be for me at all. And then at the bottom, we have good God, no thanks. And there shouldn't be too many of those, just because I'll DNF. Let's begin. And these are not in any kind of particular order, but, oh, why is it not, you son of a bitch. Can I not, move them around unless it's, okay, well, that's annoying. Hopefully that works better. Okay, first up is a more recent one, Shark Heart. This one, oh man, I'm kind of torn. The way the story was told kind of made me a little disconnected from it, but I really enjoyed the writing. And I liked the story that was being told quite a bit. Like the story that was being told and the actual, the sentences, the word choices, all of that, the use of language, I would put in frick yes. But as far as how the story was told, the format and everything, the narrative structure, it's kind of in pretty dang good. I'm going to put it in pretty dang good for now. Keeper of Enchanted Rooms, I did DNF this, and this one I would put in just a thing. It was very, I read over half of it, I think, and it was there. Did I finish it actually? God, very much a thing I read, clearly. Best served cold. Man. I don't want to say not for me because I think it was for me. I didn't have the best time reading it, but I also had a really weird way that I read it, first on audio halfway through, then a month later starting over again on physical. I'm just going to put it here. A thing I read. Age of War. Frick yes, this is book 3 of the Legends of the First Empire series. This is my 3rd time reading that one. I'm pretty sure 3rd time. Seventh Veil of Salome. Oh man, this one, the only thing that I didn't love was the ending. And it wasn't just that I didn't love it, I kind of didn't like it. More so just how things played out after the fact. After the big incident, the big, oh my God, moment. I didn't like how it ended after that. Hi, baby cat. What are you crying about? The new kitty wants to be over here by me, but the dog is over here and she is still unsure about him. Okay, Seventh Veil of Salome. And it's not one that I don't know that I would reread it, but maybe I'm going to leave it here also. Sharkheart and Seventh Veil, though, both might go up. We'll see. When the Tides Held the Moon, this definitely pretty dang good. Yeah, okay, I have to put Seventh Veil and Sharkheart up here because in comparison to When the Tides Held the Moon, that one was pretty dang good. That was very solid, but there were like several elements to it that I didn't love, that didn't really grab me and feel super compelling, whereas Seventh Veil and Sharkheart I found very compelling. So, okay, there we go. On Tyranny, this is nonfiction, very short. I mean, it's kind of a thing I read. It's like wildly short, but I'll put it in pretty dang good. But like, it's not going to be towards the top. We'll just leave it over here for now. Don't Sleep with the Dead by Nevo. DNF'd. No, I DNF'd the other Nevo. I finished this one. And yeah, just, oh, not for me. Oh no, not for me. Not bad. You know, it's quality writing and all of that, and there's an audience for it, but it is not me. Spark of the Divine by Louise Holland. Definitely DNF'd this one. And, I mean, I DNF'd it, but it's not like a, oh no, and it's not like a good God no thanks. I DNF'd it because it was feeling like it was going to be just kind of a middle-of-the-road like thing I read. I'll put it down towards the bottom, though. Breath of the Dragon by Fonda Lee and Shannon Lee. Pretty dang good. I quite enjoyed that. Young adult, first book in a duology. I had a good time. Yeah, I found that very enjoyable. Honestly, I feel like I enjoyed that more than When the Tides Held the Moon. Yeah, let's rearrange those. Scooch on over. The Bladed Faith by David Dalglish. This one I read, and yeah, I would have to put it in a thing I read. I'm gonna check out the second book and see how I feel. Again, compelling is the word of the day, apparently. I didn't find it as compelling as I wanted it to be, you know? Engines of Empire by R.S. Ford. This one's kind of a thing I read, but kind of, oh no, not for me. But not as bad as Don't Sleep with the Dead. This one, like, I can see why it was recommended to me. Elle recommended it to me, actually. It was for that video. The project I did. So was The Bladed Faith. Roger recommended The Bladed Faith to me, and Elle recommended Engines of Empire, and Spark of the Divine was the audience recommendation. 'Twas a fail overall for me, apparently. But yeah, Engines of Empire, there were enough elements of it that annoyed me. The characters mostly, but also the pacing. So yeah, I'm going to put that one in not for me. It Ends with Us, Colleen Hoover. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, okay? I mean, I'm never going to read another Colleen Hoover, and I only read this one for a video project for talking about abuse representation in literature and books that get it right, and I wanted a comparison of a book that probably gets it wrong. I assumed it did, and there were some elements, it got some of the representation of what abuse like can look like when it's happening, and what like falling for someone who is a narcissistic abuser can look like, but it just did not reflect enough. And the post-separation timeline was not realistic, not good representation at all. And I mean, the writing is basic. It's very whatever. I feel like it has to go in Good God No Thanks. I hate that it's so popular too. There's other books. Anyway, Hip Hop is History by Questlove. This is nonfiction, and frick yes, I loved this. This was very compelling to me. If you're not into rap and hip hop, it would probably be such a boring chore. But I fucking loved it, and I listened to it on audio as well, and Questlove narrates it, and it was great. Long Live Evil by, what is it? I can't see it on here. Sarah Reese Brennan, right? I think. This one, I think just not for me. Yeah, a little bit more aggressively not for me than Engines of Empire for sure. Just the tone of this one, I was like, oh God. Excuse you, puppy. And then we have Lightfall. I read 3 volumes of Lightfall, And it's pretty dang good. It's really cute. I'm going to put it back here, though. It's middle grade, so, I mean, understandable and kind of expected that it's not going to be something that I'm like, oh my God, screaming from the rooftops about, but it was really cute. Wicked City by Beatrice Williams. I read like 9% of this, I think. And then I DNF'd it. I don't know if it was kind of feeling like it was going to be like a 3-star, just a thing I read. But also parts of it were kind of feeling like, oh no, not for me. Nah, I think it would be here in a thing I read. Yeah, I'm going to rearrange those. The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Huang. Not for me. The structure of it, the narrative structure, as well as just some of the thematic elements. Check content warnings, apparently. I didn't even get to the point, I DNF'd this. I didn't even get to the point of getting to those, but when I looked at reviews later, there's some sexual assault content warnings to be very aware of, apparently. Tyranny of Queens by Foz Meadows. This is book 2 of the Manifold Worlds duology. And yeah, frick yes. Ooh, guys, is it above Age of War? I don't know. They're close. All right, down onto the second row. A Gentleman's Gentleman by TJ Alexander. This one I quite enjoyed. Pretty dang good. It's a historical, queer, kind of, I don't know, Regency era? I'm not sure. What am I trying to say? Romance, Jesus. We have, lots of queer representation, and I found it very enjoyable. But yeah, behind these ones, for sure. An Accident of Stars by Foz Meadows. Right up there. Frick yes. That's the first book in that duology. Age of Myth. Yeah, up here. The whole Legends of the First Empire series, all 6 books, they're all above 4 stars. They're like, they're the ones that are my least faves are both 4 stars. So, I mean, frick yes for all of those. I love it. But I do prefer Age of War over Age of Myth. So, A Broken Blade by, is it Melissa Blair? I think. I DNF'd this, but this was going to be a good God, no thanks. And honestly, kind of more so than It Ends With Us, I think. I didn't finish it, but I was so irritated. No, thank you. The Rainfall Market. Cannot remember the author's name for this. This was a... Oh, Kitty came over here. Hey, Stitch, sit. Stitch, sit. Good boy. Kitty, you're okay. Ghost. I think they're good. The cat is behind a chair. I think she feels protected. Anyway, The Rainfall Market. This one, I don't know if it's actually middle grade. It read very, middle grade to me. And I don't know. It just wasn't, it was kind of a thing I read, I guess, though. I'd put it behind Spark of the Divine. I didn't get that far into Spark of the Divine, though, so maybe. But Dowry of Blood, frick yes. Where would I put Dowry of Blood? The Legends of the First Empire series overall, I think, would be higher than Dowry of Blood, but these individual books, it's also just a different vibe. Dowry of Blood is one of the books talking about emotional abuse and getting out of it. Touched me to my core. So yeah, I have to switch these, I think. Bad Romance by Heather Demetrios, another one for that video project. And this is another one that I really love. This one is young adult, but it's the first one I read talking about all this stuff. It's just so different because Seventh Veil and Shark Heart are more compelling, entertaining stories. Shark Heart is very emotional too, though. But Bad Romance was a tough read the first time I read it. I was genuinely a little triggered several times. It does such a good job of talking about abuse, and especially for young people. I think I gotta move these and put Bad Romance. The writing in Dowry of Blood is why it's going to be higher, though, than Bad Romance. Bad Romance, I think, it's one that like I would recommend to young people, young women, especially young women who date men, but just young people in general, or anyone who just hasn't been in an abusive relationship before. Hey, you're okay. I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, that feels right, I think. I don't know, whatever. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I mean, frick yes, it's a Hunger Games, it's Haymitch. I gotta put that, I think I gotta put it above these also. Whoops. Hey, can we not? Stitch. I might rearrange all of that. I don't know. We're going just on vibes. Ruin of Kings, I got a decent amount into that. I DNF'd it. And just not for me. I would put it above Stitch. Oh, God. I would put it above this, though. Hey, sit. Sit. The kitty is not playing. She's gonna scratch you. The dog he's so dumb. He completely does not understand that when the cats hiss and swat at him, that's not them playing. And he got scratched on the nose the other day by the kitten. The other cat has never scratched him, actually. He swatted at him but never really gotten him. But she caught him and he was bleeding a little bit. And he just kept going at her. I was like, bro. And he's all wagging his tail. Like, she's not playing a game. She's trying to fuck you up. Anyway, City of Girls, I mean, okay, let's just scooch and magooch, everybody. On down, because, duh, City of Girls goes at the top. Grady Hendrix, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I DNF'd this a decent way into it. It was just feeling like a thing I read, though. It was that's why I DNF'd it. I just wasn't very gripped by the story or the characters. Heartstone by cannot remember. DNF this. This was also just feeling like it was going to be a thing I read. Snow Gypsy, another DNF. Just not for me. Also kind of just a thing I read. I feel like it would go above these. Probably. I don't know. I didn't get that far into that one either. Mask of Duplicity. This one was kind of feeling like a good God, no thanks, I think. Oh, and I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, no. Broken Blade is like the worst. The worst goes at the bottom. Mask of Duplicity goes there. Yeah, there we go. So like Broken Blade being the worst offender out of all of these. Very close with It Ends With Us, though. Okay, then we have Age of Swords. I'm going to put Age of Swords in pretty dang good because, I don't know, the first time I read Age of Swords, it wasn't my fave. The second time it wasn't. This third time it wasn't. Again, it's like 4 stars still, but it's one of my least favorites of the series. Oh, I have Age of War in here twice. What a dumbass. Which one am I missing then? Burn Red Skies was kind of feeling like it was going to be not for me, but probably not as much as these other ones. So let me pop that in here. Okay, I need to figure out which fucking book I'm missing, though. Dog, if you don't stop. I have that one, I have that one, I have that one. Oh, it's the 2 Lightfalls. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It was just that. I forgot that there were 3 Lightfalls and I only included 1. So, there we go. All right, now let's see. Okay, actually, Wicked City would probably be, from what I read of Spark of the Divine, I feel like it would have been above Wicked City. There were several things about Wicked City that was, like, annoying me. The Rainfall Market, honestly, I feel like the Rainfall Market kind of is like a not for me. Not as egregious probably as, well, I'm going to put it down here. Yeah. And honestly, nah, Don't Sleep with the Dead is still above Emperor in this past. That one was, again, that was one that, similarly to Don't Sleep with the Dead, it's by no means bad. The thematic elements and everything, I know there's an audience for it, and for that audience, it's probably like a 5-star fave. Well written or whatever, but just very not my style with the writing and everything. Okay, the frick yes. How am I feeling about that? Yeah, Age of War has to be above there. And I'm pretty sure Tyranny of Queens, I rated higher than An Accident of Stars both times. Bad Romance, though. Do I like where that is? I think so, yeah. Sunrise on the Reaping. It's kind of unfair because, like, Sunrise on the Reaping, it's a Hunger Games book, and it's young adult, so it is, like, a quicker read. I blew through Seventh Veil of Salome and Sharkheart both in, like, a day and a half each. I also blew through Sunrise on the Reaping, but I feel like it's more impressive and more out of the norm that I read the other ones so quickly. You know what I mean? Because, like, the Hunger Games novels, they're just more digestible, I guess. Not that these two books, Sharkheart, I would say was a little bit, like Seventh Veil of Salome, it wasn't like the writing was hard to read or anything, but I think that's good. Yeah. And then Pretty Dang Good. I think that makes sense. Keeper of Enchanted Rooms needs to move. Bester of Cold, yeah. Bladed Faith, yeah. Honestly, Hearthstone. Honestly, I'm going to say Hearthstone. Even though I DNF'd it. Does that make sense? Like, no, it doesn't. That doesn't make sense. Keeper of Enchanted Rooms would probably go right here. Yeah. Okay. And then Not For Me. Yeah. I think that works. Yeah. There we go. All the things, all the books I picked up in quarter 1. A nice little tier list for us. Okay, that is going to be it for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, casual style. Just wearing like a tank top and chilling. Not my lovely background, but I do have cute little animals. Let me know any thoughts you have. Are you surprised by any of my rankings here? Probably not if you watch my videos. Do you horribly disagree with me about any of these books? Do you read any of them and you love them? Let me know. Or, of course, just leave an emoji to say hi, make your presence known. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.